Good evening, one and all. I would like to introduce Mr. Sridhar, who has more than 25 years of experience as an IELTS mentor and trainer, and also like to introduce Ravi Priyadarshi, who's holding around 16 years of experience as a career coach and guide in study abroad field. Over to you, sir.
Thanks, Elizabeth.
Thank you.
Hi, Cheetah. So let's we have
Hi,
a
Ravi.
wonderful
Hi.
topic today. We have a wonderful topic today. So let's. There are so many myths and facts around IELTS prep and study abroad. So let's discuss one by one.
Of course,
Yeah,
debunking the myths.
yeah, correct.
It's wonderful debate to be talked about.
True. No doubt about it.
So, shall I start with the questions? Because normally the students who are on the lookout for study abroad, they have many questions before they go on to their IELTS coaching or PT coaching or whatever that is. So let me ask you a few questions, Ravi, because
Yep.
it is important for students to know that these questions are never being debunked by any of the organizations, especially the study overseas.
Correct.
Okay, let me begin with my first question. Do only top ranking universities provide quality education? How should students evaluate universities beyond ranking, and what other factors should they consider while studying abroad?
Good question, Sridhar. So mainly when a student look out, or even if I am looking out for studying, whether in India or abroad, so I will look out directly the ranking of the universities. But the most important thing about ranking and the overall prospects about searching the university or shortlisting the university is not only US News Rank or QS rankings or Times ranking. The ranking of there are many universities, there are they don't even participate in the rankings because they don't feel that ranking is required for them, because the overall
Right.
quality of education is so good and so great that they are providing the internship. There are multiple corporates, so they are connected with them. They have humongous alumni sessions, so they don't even bother about just connecting or giving the overall uh, ranking, and then they don't even believe in that. So at the time of studying, it is not about only the ranking of the universities. Look out for the first thing. What I consider is the safety and security. Okay. The
Then
second,
comes the quality, of course, right?
quality of education. Yeah, no doubt. So that has to be there. And the course content or the course curriculum, what you are going to study as a student, that is most important. And if I talk about furthermore, then alumni networking also. There are many universities which people do not have even idea about, but the overall alumni networking and the overall the salary package or the overall, if I talk about the exposure, what they provide is extremely good. So it is always look for all these factors together, not only the ranking of the universities, like top universities will only provide the good job or better job prospects. So that's how it matters a lot.
So, does the university provide any kind of link, or do they have alumni speak to the students anyway, or how does it go?
Okay, so mainly what the universities do is after the completion, once they join the course, let's say if it is a 2 year course in USA, so 1.5 year will go for entire course curriculum plus assignments and other things. Apart from that, there are a lot of career fairs which happens, which keep on happening, and they have a career even internally they have a career guidance cell, which they improve their overall social media profile, like LinkedIn profile, networking. As a student, you should be keep on doing. Once, let's say if anyone is planning for abroad studies, they should start networking. That is most important factor. Those, and even checking out that what are the students or the alumni, those who have, let's say, I am shortlisting the universities. So, what are the alumni over there in working in different uh, companies or corporates? So, instead of just starting from selecting the university student or a individual, first they should look out that what kind of universities or what kind of job I should be joining into. So it's a reverse engineering, right? Always. So instead of doing the reverse engineering, we just go, okay, let's चलो जाके join कर लेते हैं, whatever the college I get it, and then I will just whatever the company I will get it, I will join the company, right? But
Yes,
that has to be completely uh, changed entirely, because unless you do the reverse engineering, how will you reach to the goal? See, all the companies, all the even the government policies, next 5 year plan, even the companies next 1 year plan, 5 year plan, they do it, right? So as a student, as an individual, I always suggest or I always guide them that why don't you just think about top 10 companies in the world in your particular field where you want to go, and then you just do the reverse engineering, what kind of colleges they are hiring for interns,
perfect.
and join those universities. Very simple.
Makes sense.
Yeah.
So, do students need a perfect academic record to get into foreign universities? For instance, few of the students are not that studious and they might get an average score of maybe 55 or 60, somewhere in the borderline. So, does university need only creme of candidates, or they also take other students who are average?
Yeah. So one of the most controversial question actually, at any point of time, whenever I talk about any student or discuss with them, sir, my overall profile is not good. How can I go abroad? Or my English is not good. There are only two, three things which I have come across where any person or any individual, they find that I am not eligible or I can't go to abroad studies. The
Mm,
first thing, if I talk about the overall whether I am eligible or not, because I keep on
exactly.
attending the multiple seminars and webinars. So the first thing is whether I am eligible or not.
They go to
Because
the exhibition, they meet up with
exactly.
the
And
counselors.
yeah, and in exhibition, mainly if you go, I attended few workshop and exhibition. Behind just one person from the university is sitting and 70, 80 students are waiting for him.
That's true.
How he will answer? He is also a human being, right? He cannot
Exactly.
answer anyone. Yeah,
Exactly. That is the reason why we are debunking the myth, right?
exactly.
So, another question for you, Ravi, is, are international degrees only useful for landing a job abroad, or are they also useful in India? Because I've heard from most of the students coming back to India saying that none of the organizations really look into my master's or maybe my MBA from good universities abroad. So, what is your take on that?
So even I have met the people or those who are working into the companies. They have studied in different universities abroad. It's a very simple thing. Just go to LinkedIn, check out the university, and just go to the profile pages who are working in those company. Just filter it with area, location, and then I was checking out in India. I checked out in Davangere, person from California State University, so that can be filtered in LinkedIn. And I checked out in Kalyan. So he studied in uh, MIT or University of Texas, Dallas. And I checked out he's in Kalyan, very small place, right?
That's
Uh, and the package also, you can even find out the overall salary package, what he is getting into. There is a trick for that. You know what? Just take the whatever the designation he has written, go to the website of the company, or go to Naukri, or go to Glassdoor, and check out what is the salary package. I checked out 82 lakhs, 68 lakhs.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay.
And after completing 5 years, when they are coming here and working in Davangere or Hubli, Dharwad, or if I talk about Karnataka, or if I talk about Kalyan, Pune, so 80 lakhs, it's a king size life, right? So
That's
all
right.
this matters a lot. Yep.
And the other question to you would be like, most students have this, thing in mind that only STEM courses land them in the good job, and the business studies don't land them in niche jobs. Is it true, or is it like, yes, only STEM category students are most sought after in the as well as in the universities after post-study assistantships, or in the multinational organizations where there is scope for students to get place very easily. So like only the STEM candidates are most sought after, or even the business or other studies are also getting the job these days.
Okay. Perfect. So I have a very personal experience with one of my candidate. So it's a long time. It's almost 8 years pre-COVID, almost 6 to 8 years. So he got my reference through one of my common student who was in IIT Chicago in USA, and he was studying. So he told, go and meet with Ravi. So he guides a student for abroad studies. He called me, and he told me I checked out other places, but they told it is not possible for me to go for abroad studies. I was curious and asked him, what is the reason? He told, sir, I have 60 plus backlogs. I thought 60 plus backlogs. I was surprised कि 60 plus backlogs here. Okay. So what was the reason? Because 60 plus backlogs I haven't heard. Means in my entire career, lifetime, even my school days
Understood.
and even till date overall. So I checked out what is the reason for backlogs. So he told, just because I was not interested in studying, I was no interest at all. That's the reason I did not even study it and took the exam. I didn't even attend the exam also.
Sometimes
Yeah.
even pat their back saying that, see, I have so many backlogs, and then they be there in the college or universities forever and ever and ever. So they
Right.
don't realize the fact that this is going to hamper their study abroad, as well as their settling up, thinking of or aspiring to settle abroad is going to be a problem. They don't think about this on the whole. So one last question to you, Ravi, would be like, do international students always struggle with visa and work permits?
So it is no doubt, yeah, it's a serious question actually. But the main thing is, if I talk about US, so 2 plus 3 years of visa. So once the student is going there, what they do is they take a lot of time in roaming around. Yep. So do it, yeah, but not at the cost of your career or life, right? Once you are going there and for studies, do studies and roam around, that's okay.
Money is also
Make a
important.
balance, yeah, balance, keep a balance of it. And once if it is balanced, score high, do focus on studies, and then yeah, definitely you will get a visa sponsor, right?
True.
Because apart from academics, they look out not only the academics part, they look out for the overall holistic profile of an individual. Nowadays companies are not only looking for your CGPA, right? They are looking for the overall profile, holistic profile of an individual. That's the reason universities also look out for the holistic profile of an individual, and that is how they do the selection. Even the low percentage gets selected in the one of the good universities, if I talk about. So always keep a balance in
Okay,
between the.
one last question, Ravi.
Yeah.
Well, very well addressed. So I would like to ask you, is GRE important? Because most universities are waiving of GRE. Just the IELTS score would be enough, and that would suffice, is what they are saying.
Correct.
Most students come to us thinking that GRE is not required.
Right.
So, what is your take on that? What do you think? Is it
So
required?
yeah, so there are many universities nowadays, even top universities as well. Even in MIT, few courses they have waived GRE. So GRE, what does is it is a qualifying criteria. Normally, overall holistic profile of any individual when it is considered. So GRE comes as a one factor. If you have a really good profile having different research paper, internship, workshop, even CGPA, semester wise, poster presentation, other extracurricular activities, then even if you do not have GRE, chances of getting selection in the universities becomes much more higher.
Or
So
does the immigration stop students for not having the GRE sometimes?
GRE is nowhere related to the immigration at all.
Okay.
So nowhere, even visa also doesn't matter at all. So it's a qualifying criteria in the universities just to understand the overall profile of the student. And
Okay.
if it is waived off, and if you really have a good profile, then go for it. Otherwise, take GRE and then apply to the university. So any particular course subject, one subject, one course, at least 2,000 students. And
Mm.
in Ivy League, it is 8,000 to 12,000 students.
Okay.
So how will you qualify yourself? So that is how you have to consider. The profile building is very important. I keep on telling all the students, everyone about the profile building.
Okay.
Yep.
So points taken.
Yeah.
I hope the viewers who are looking at this video will definitely get all the intricacies into how easy and even the impossible can be possible here, right? So they have to always approach the right way, right people, right thing, right at the right time, and that is what matters. Anyway, rightly said, Ravi. That was really insightful of you to come and give us the overall myth that is lying behind study overseas, which needed to be debunked today. That's why I thought this video will reach the masses and they will know, like, if they want to know more about such, so many other doubts, they would definitely reach out to us. Okay.
Definitely, they should reach they should reach to us, no doubt. So as you are the IELTS wizard, so I have also a few questions for you, and really wanted to understand. It is always give and take, right? So
That's
now
right.
it's your turn. So just overall 25 years experience or almost 28,000 students you have served till date.
Maybe more. I wouldn't
Wow.
know. I don't
Mm.
have the count because
Wow.
I
Wow.
took my first IELTS in the year of 1997, and
Yeah.
it was no looking back, you see.
Correct.
So
Yeah.
you can ask me questions on.
So yeah,
Um,
we were having a discussion. So you were talking about the starting from the Australia, the university, Monash University, and then it started into just passionate about IELTS training. So that was really an amazing insight for me, and thank you for the time as well. So I come across many students who find really difficult time in just uh, scoring in IELTS. And not only scoring, there are so many multiple reasons what they have heard online. Sir, IELTS is tough or speaking is tough. So is this a reality or is this a myth? IELTS speaking is tough. So how should I overcome? I will fail in that. So how as a student can tackle this?
all right. So according to Cambridge survey, writing is the toughest most thing, because there was a survey in pandemic, during pandemic, just before they launched their Indian set of mock tests and so many things, the booklet or whatever. In fact, Cambridge launched their mindset for the very first time, and then they wanted to take over the market. In fact, competing with other major leaders out there, coaching or training and things like that. So this mindset had a very good, in fact, insight into IELTS. But then I found out there is more to it. When you're talking about speaking in India, people think that on the IELTS speaking is difficult, but Cambridge had a different idea that writing was the difficult most thing. Having said that, yes, writing is the most difficult thing because essay carries a lot of weightage, and the report writing only carries 2.5 bands, and then essay carries 6.5 bands. So to score, what happens is, like, the students get mixed up with all the essays. They think discuss, agreement, disagreement, advantage, disadvantage essay, two-part essay, everything is the same. No, it is not. Even though they are opinionated, they are not. So problem solution essay is totally different. You have to give the cause and effect and then the solution, problem to a solution. So this way, like, okay, talking about the speaking, they have to practice in front of the mirror. So it is not at all difficult. Maybe one sentence made into a couple of sentences using, conjunctions. Yeah. So this is actually, in India, students think that on the test day, let it come and then I'll go and crack the IELTS. It's not like, it's a preparation. It's a test prep. You have to start from the basics and go to the, say, the, what do you call it, intermediate level, what we call it, and to the advanced level. To reach that time period, that is a month or 1.5 months, sometimes even 2 months, sometimes 3 months for some students. So you have to get into some kind of a coaching, an expert who is there to evaluate, assess your speaking, and then tell you what are the things that are needed to crack the 8 band. So I'm a specialist in 8 band. So what do? Is I look for the oral fluency, and then I look for the IELTS is based on vocabulary, you see, mostly lexical
Right.
resources. So
Exactly.
how much of crunching that you do in a day with your vocabulary, 5 for the morning, 5 for the lunch, 5 for the dinner, is
Wow.
what I used to do. I was told by one of my friends, like, uh, you have to literally practice, go for the English movies instead of going for the local movies. Watch, Good Morning Miami, uh, you know um,
Yeah, yeah.
Friends,
Correct.
uh,
Yeah.
and all those series, sequels. My best advice for people who are on the lookout for speaking would be to have somebody at home speak to you, ask you questions, or sometimes even, mirror is the best friend. You can sit in front of the mirror, smile
Right.
at it, have a hand gesture, and then be humorous, smile a little. So these things you have to do. More than speaking on that day, you have to get to an agreement with the invigilator or the assessor who's going to be seated in front of you. And this apart, reading and listening, of course, you have to increase your vocabulary, because reading and listening is entirely based on vocabulary. The true false not given, yes no not given, match the heading, and multiple choice. So it'll all be like a bouncer, like how Kapil Dev is bowling a bouncer towards you, and then
True.
going above the head. So you have to practice a little. It's all about test prep. You
Mm-hmm.
need preparation. You
Mm-hmm.
preparation time. You cannot think, okay, let me go and book the test day and come and
True.
take the coaching. No, it doesn't work like that for some people.
So
For
normally, let's say there are many students, those who are studying into CBSE schools, they have studied, and then ICSE syllabus, and then board syllabus. In India, we have three syllabus, right? And then PYP. So main consideration is for state syllabus, CBSE, and ICSE. And they think that I have already studied in English language. Uh,
English medium.
Medium, yeah. So English medium, and the 70% they find difficulty in IELTS, uh, and then 30-40% they think, yes, I can do it. So for them, what is your what do you want to say for them? Or how exactly they should work out, or what exactly is they should overcome that fear? Because when the moment they just see, okay, reading, writing, speaking, listening.
Okay, let me give you an example
Yeah,
of how we've been taught English in
correct.
our schooling. Way back then, I was told by my English teacher to not
Mhm,
start a sentence with
mhm.
conjunction, but in IELTS it is possible. You can. So that is the difference, you see. So moreover, like, IELTS is International English Language Testing System. It is not about the localized language, and then you go about, um, you know, uh, conversing from your local language, and trying to address to a question in whatever ways you can. No, it is not. So there are certain factors, like for instance, you have speaking, where you have to use fluency markers, which is called as discourse markers as well. So we've never been taught all these things in our curriculum or curricula. So we have to make sure that we write a simple to a compound to a complex sentence on the writing. Of course, as I said earlier, reading and listening is all about vocabulary building, lexical resources. So CBSE or ICSE, whatever they call it in India, there are so many SEs here.
Yeah.
So many state board is there. Then you have matriculation back in the south, I've seen. So that has got nothing to do with your English preparation per se for IELTS or any other verbal ability test, because IELTS is totally different, and you have to get get on the groove to get into IELTS bandwagon, and not have this mindset that only CBSE people can crack. No, it's not like that. Anybody can crack the IELTS at any given time, but they need a proper coaching.
True.
Hope
That
that
really,
yeah, answers your question.
I really agree with the same actually. Even I have seen a student from villages, they come to Bangalore and then
To
they
give you
study.
a classic example, Ravi, just about 16 years old, a
Okay.
girl from Moga,
Hmm.
right on the pandemic,
Okay.
he actually, I mean, everybody in the organization, I was working for an organization as a freelancer in those days, because all the borders were closed and we were just waiting for the borders to open during the pandemic and lockdown situation, right? So
Okay.
this girl got an 8 and 8.5 on the individual modules.
Wow.
So chamatkari ho gaya.
Amazing. Amazing. Wow.
16-year-old from Punjab, Moga.
Super.
Can
Super.
you believe it? And she
Yeah.
says that in our family, probably I'll be the first one to go abroad, and
Correct.
then I require the 8 bands no matter what. So
Wow.
she only requires 6.5 on the individual
Correct.
module and
Yeah.
7 overall, right? But
Yeah.
again, 8.5 was unimaginable.
Wow.
It was a shock to their family and as well as to the organization with whom I was associated with.
Wow. Wow.
Yes.
It is mainly about the dedication and the overall what exactly you
What
want.
you grasp on
Simple.
the preparation.
Correct.
So she went and spoke real slowly, she said, to the
Yeah.
assessor, but she spoke on that. Whatever
Mm.
they asked, they were mesmerized probably. So that's
Yeah.
how she cracked it. In all the modules, believe me, she
Wow.
went beyond 8, 8.5.
Amazing. I have never heard actually. Good, good. Superb. Wonderful. So, no doubt about it. And even I have come across many students from villages, remote places. They come to Bangalore, study for 2 months, 1 month. And above to that, the dedication, determination, the most important thing is the mentorship. That is the most important factor they need. We need to give them the confidence ki boss ho jayega, don't worry, you can do it. Correct. And that is what I have
First
seen.
and foremost thing is they have to come from the fear factor and
Yeah,
the mother tongue influence. Basically,
correct,
they think I'm from this medium and then I won't be able to crack it. So
correct.
that low self-esteem, all that they have to come out of, and then
Mm,
say have an optimism, like think positive.
mm,
Even
correct,
I can crack it. They should have that kind of an attitude and go and join a course where they are comfortable. And there are, if you're not comfortable with a batch, go and join one-on-one. If you're comfortable with not comfortable with one-on-one, join a batch. Ask for help.
correct.
uh, these days nobody asks for help. I've
Right,
come across so many students, they just keep mum and then they go and take the test. So they don't even uh, you know they are not even outspoken in
correct.
asking for help. So you need to ask help. You need to tell your coach, that your mentor, that this is my problem, so they'll definitely help you.
I agree with this actually. The main issue, what exactly they face is whatever the question, वो childhood वाला syndrome है ना कि what the other person will think, right? And not only in our
Exactly.
time. So in I thought it was there in my time only 20 years back when I was doing my schooling, but it still exists today. And really surprising in terms of technology in the last 20, 30 years, we have grown beyond imagination, right? So starting from floppy drive, you remember floppy drive? We
Yeah,
have
I do
we
remember.
used to give the project to our seniors or to our teacher faculty, and now we are at cloud, right?
And
So
I'm from the times when there was no MS-DOS. It
really,
was only DOS, and
yes,
it was really tricky. I used to think how this computer is going to evolve into something picturesque or even user interface and things like that. But
correct,
it's totally
correct.
transformed, right?
Yeah,
So
yeah,
this is
sure.
what the technology does. It takes
Mm,
you by surprise.
really, really, really. And moreover, nowadays there is a chat GPT, right? So I have come across few student because whenever we will just check out the SOP writing and all, so he just uploaded the resume, and then chat GPT write a great SOP for MIT or Harvard University, and will give the SOP. Is that the way SOP has to be written?
Absolutely not, because I will tell you, ChatGPT can help you to an extent.
Mhm.
It won't spoon feed you. If I
True.
want the ChatGPT to write an SOP, what if ChatGPT says to the immigration officer, "I want to go and work in your country"?
Mm.
So it's a total disaster.
Correct.
So you cannot expect ChatGPT to do everything, because I was in fact trying a few videos on ChatGPT where I found out that you have to be diligent enough to ask ChatGPT what you want to ask
Mhm.
exactly, not everything. If
Correct.
you go and ask ChatGPT everything, it will give you only some kachada patti.
True.
Okay, so it
True.
cannot give you the 100%. But yes, I've heard like for coding people, like C, Java, and it is a boon in disguise for them, but not for every other language expert. Still, it has to go a long way, long, long way.
Hmm. Yeah, there are multiple things that can be that can made easier, but when it comes to the overall quality, just understanding the quality of a student and then reflecting it step by step in writing the SOP. Just one request from you to just give a brief about how to write the SOP, because that is one of the most important factor for any student, backbone of the entire application, means submitting to the student entire study abroad, right? So I request you to please give a brief about statement of purpose, how anyone should write it.
Certainly. So, a student who is wanting to study abroad should, um, in fact, know about the university and what the university is best at. Some students go to a university where the computer science is not the best.
Hmm.
So they have to do a research whether this particular university is the best for computer science, whether this particular university is the best for the MBA, whether this particular university is best for mechatronics. So they do not know. They just simply follow their friends or their peers from the school, thinking that वो तो चला गया मैं भी वहीं चला जाऊंगा. ऐसा नहीं
True.
होना चाहिए. So you have to really do a research about the university, what they are good at. So if they are good at any particular, for instance, RMIT is good in medical things. That is what I heard. They are also good in design. So there are some universities which is good at a particular field, and you should go only to those university to master. For instance, I know of Iowa University in the US. They are specifically good at certain things. Now you have Monash University, they are good at certain. Then you have like George Washington University in the US, they are good at certain things. Then you have so many other universities they are good at. So I've also come across students writing to the university. Some universities do not even ask for the SOP. So the SOPs will have to have some kind of research based on the study that the student wants. And of course, you have to mention so many other extracurricular activities
True.
that you have done along with your percentile, because that makes a lot of difference. And what do you want to do when you come back to India, or you go back anywhere in the world? What do you
Mm.
want to do? What is your aspiration? Do you want to become a scientist? Then you say that. What is your focus? That is what they want. They want students to get out of their university as a creme of candidate, not coming in as a creme of candidate.
Exactly. Correct. Very true. This is the right answer what you have given. They want already the person, they just want to brush it up and then send it to top companies so their name will go higher. No doubt about it. Correct. And one actually we are about to touch 1 hour almost. So last question about IELTS is anyone, even if they are prepared so much, and even anyone. So on the day of exam, the kind of anxiety it happens, we can understand. So when we talk about the engineering exam or other exams, which a
The
student has to write up
adrenaline,
to.
the adrenaline rush.
Yes, exactly. Yes, true. So, because it happens to everyone I have come across, even me also, and even interview, because what he will ask, what will happen, how the things will go, and the entire admission process is completely depending on the IELTS, right? So, how to overcome those anxieties? So that is very one of the most important question. The last one.
Yeah, I will not go in depth into saying that you do meditation and things like that. Of course, I will say that have a calm, chill. The invigilators are not your examiners, so the
Oh,
backend team is going to take care of the recordings of the speaking.
mhm.
They are the ones who are going to give you 6 or 6.5, 7 or 7.5 or 9 band. Let them decide, not the invigilator. These invigilators are mostly part-timers. That's what I hear from British Council and IDP. Of course, after IDP took over, hardly any assessors, CELTA certified assessors come and sit there. Because for
Okay.
them to come and sit there, it's going to be exorbitant. So don't worry, these are part-timers. So you just stay
Correct.
calm, stay focused, take a deep breath. That's all I can say.
Correct. Okay. Wonderful. Wonderful. So normally what happens in the engineering exam or degree exam or any exams, paper writing, the university exam, each and every student, they study 1 day in advance. Every time when I counsel or when I talk to any student, I just ask them out of 199 times they have studied 1 day before the exam.
So I would tell you that, Ravi, there it does matter. You have to prepare every day, not
Yes,
just one day before the exam,
true,
because the entirety of the semester is what you're going to go and give as your exam. So you have to be prepared.
true.
So if you have not prepared the first semester and then going and sitting only for the second semester and taking the exam, that's how you do it in the board examination or even for the
Correct.
engineering, right?
True,
So there is a vast difference.
true.
Here, definitely, it's the same thing. I mean, it's no different. You have to do a preparation. Anybody who is from the scratch on the IELTS has to give himself or herself a month, 1.5 months in preparation.
Okay.
That is the minimum I'm talking about.
So
Somebody,
every day, how many hours they can dedicate so they can
an
become?
hour from the coaching centers, and an hour personally, they have to practice no matter what, because it's preparation. And just tell me, if a soldier who is given a gun in the hand and he goes to the battlefield, will he survive without any training?
No way, no chance,
It's a
no
combat kind of
chance.
a situation and win-win situation. Can he survive? No, it is
No,
not.
no, no, no,
So
no.
you're asking a question where there is preparation. And moreover, you have to see there are 4 modules only. There aren't umpteen modules.
Hmm.
So practice diligently and then get the required scores you want, and join a coaching center.
Hmm. Perfectly.
Whether
And there
offline,
are
whether
many.
offline or online doesn't make much of a
Mhm.
difference.
Okay.
They have this thing in mind, like, if I only study in a classroom setup, I can crack the IELTS. Nothing like that.
True. True.
Whether it is offline or online, it's all the same. So you need to have the right kind of preparation, right kind of mentorship, right kind of material, even.
Yeah. True.
There are so many materials in the market. Instead of
Correct.
giving true, they will give false. Instead of giving false, they will give not given. So you do not even know. But
True. True.
yes, so going by the Cambridge patent, so please buy those Cambridge books and then try to solve it, and don't go by every other material which is there in the market.
Mhm. I have come across multiple YouTube channels, and if you type on Google, they will have thousands of material. But main thing is, what are my strength and weaknesses area? Unless the SWOT analysis is done by any expert person, just check out with your mentor or check out with the person who is already expertise in that, or check out with us, even Sridhar or me. So just have a what is your SWOT analysis, because materials you will get it, but
Exactly.
what exactly is the requirement? I think that is the most important part, and that is where each and every individual is missing, right?
Yeah.
And that is the way, that is the reason in the personal or professional life. I can get everything on Google or YouTube. YouTube or Google is just a gyan, not right. It is just a everything you will get it, but how to use it and what to use it
See,
has to be.
I wouldn't blame them. The reason why, because there are so many players in the market these days, and everybody, it's not everybody's cup of tea to go and get a 6.5 or 7 or 8 band.
Hmm,
So you need to know there are band descriptors everywhere. So you have to know what are those descriptors and learn accordingly. So
correct.
what is from 5 to 8 band? What is the time period that it takes for a person to crack 8 band? So that is
Correct.
what is required. It
Hmm,
is without the band descriptor, there are so many trainers out there in the market. They wouldn't even know what is a band descriptor. Go and ask anybody. I can
hmm,
challenge that. What is a band descriptor? So what is so like, for instance, I will tell you a classic example of what is a task response.
hmm. Okay.
So they wouldn't know what is a task response. There are
Okay.
so many trainers who have see. I've taken the IELTS test twice.
Correct.
Okay,
Yes.
so once it was for the academic, once it was for the PR.
Hmm.
So I never, I never, I was always thinking from the assessor's point of view. So when I went into PILs, if they ऐसे question पूछेंगे तो ऐसे answer देने का है. ऐसे question, so brainstorming is what is important
Correct.
anywhere and everywhere.
Hmm.
Of course, for the reading and listening, if you practice the diligent way, you can get 9 out of 9 band. On the speaking and writing, 8.5 is a real hard nut to crack, but then you can with right
Hmm.
coaching. Yes, it is possible.
Wonderful. Wonderful. Perfect. Yeah. So now we are at the end of our session. So anything from your side and my side, we have to tell to them, to tell to the student or those who are looking for abroad studies. One last liner, one liner, sum up everything.
Certainly. So do not delay. If you're thinking of studying and settling abroad, I mean, 2024 is the right time to think about it, and then Viksit Bharat. We are here to help you settle in your destination, and Ravi is there to help you. He is very well versed in the study abroad, study overseas. He's been there for nearly more than 15 decades, 15 years, more than 1.5 decades. So he is the expert in study overseas. Of course, when it comes to verbal ability, IELTS, or maybe even PT, I'll be more than happy to help you. I will not give Gyan, but I will give you the product knowledge to crack the IELTS with 8 band and PT with 79 plus or 65, whatever is the requirement.
Wonderful. Great enough. Even they can reach out to us if they want to evaluate their profile. that whether they are eligible or not.
Certainly.
Yeah,
No,
and
no
even
questions will be asked.
exactly, yeah,
So we are open to
yeah,
any
true,
kind of queries. If you have any queries, you can
true.
always call us. You can click on the link and reach out to us. You can do that.
And 99% of the time, what I have seen is people do not have goals. That what kind of companies I want to go and work for. Even they have not decided about it. At least if they decide about the 10 companies in their life, so then we can do the reverse engineering, that which are the universities from those these companies are hiring, or they are taking the intern, and then they can target for the same company for their uh, studies, right? So masters or undergrad. So that always matters a lot. So always I will say is just focusing on the goal and then working on it, backtracking it.
And more than that, Ravi, they have to know exactly like what is the market requirement. Without
Exactly.
knowing the
Very,
market
very
requirement,
important. True,
they
true.
go and do some MBA, which is not
Yes.
going to help them
No,
at all.
no, 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 no. True. I
Only
do agree.
what market requires is what you need to study. You cannot
True.
study everything.
Yes, yes,
Just
yes.
because your friend did something else, you cannot do that.
Correct.
Can I do
Yes.
that? No.
No.
It is like following somebody, which is a pitfall.
Correct, correct, correct. Yes. And even next down the line, at least 20 years, what exactly is the market requirement, like artificial intelligence, machine learning, generative AI?
See, there is a crowd which is behind the software and only software.
Exactly. True, true,
My
true.
father wants me to become a software engineer.
Yes, correct.
There are people who are making more than software engineers. There are
Yeah, yeah.
I know of university professors who are making in millions. There are people who are in just about 20 or 22 years old kid who are making in millions.
True.
So it's not about this is what my friends are doing. This is what my parents aspire to become. What do you want? What do
Hmm.
you aspire to become? If you
Correct.
want to become a scientist, become that. Be focused.
True.
If you want to become a software engineer, be focused and become a software engineer. And
Correct.
for that, you should be able to do everything. If you're not, into coding, you're unable to learn the coding language. Don't worry.
Yeah.
Take up something which is easier from the market.
Right. Very
Yeah.
true. Absolutely. Great, great. So thank you so much, Sridhar, and for the time and spending with us. And it was great talking and understanding the overall concept and the strategies
You're most
involved.
welcome, Vicky.
Yeah. Thanks a lot. Thank you all. Have a good day.
Thank you.
Yep. Bye. See
Thanks
you.
for
We'll meet
connecting.
again.
Certainly, I'm looking forward to more such, participation where
Correct.
our insights can be, you
True.
know, delivered to the masses. It can reach out to people who still have certain myths
Correct.
should be debunked.
No.
Otherwise, they will live forever in that myths.
Yeah,
And
I do agree. I do agree. I do agree. I think whenever we get the time, we should just have a discussion. So at least people will have the understanding and
certainly,
they can take the right decision in their career. Because when I come across people, they doesn't know how what to do, how to do, and where
they
to
do
do.
not
Right?
know, and they don't have the right mentorship or
Exactly.
somebody hand-holding them till they
Yeah.
land up in the right university.
Yeah, that is
So
true.
I've seen many people land up in the airport, but they don't reach the university also. So
Correct. Yeah.
because there is nobody to pick them, what will they do? They are youngsters. They do not
Correct.
even know how to reach the university. So
Very true.
all these things, rightly said, they have to have some kind of person. Of course, so we have talked so many things about all that. So let
Correct.
them decide. We'll have
Let's
more
see.
such
I
meetings.
will request you whenever I will just find the time. Even I'm just tomorrow a bit of time I am free available. So I think we should connect tomorrow if possible. Let's see. Let's finger cross and let's see. Yeah, because I keep on getting requests on LinkedIn, Quora, Facebook. Why don't you just discuss about the overall process? And we cannot discuss everything to individual or
And we
people,
cannot do
right?
it all in one video, right?
Yeah,
We have
correct.
to.
It's
Yes.
an ocean. Yeah, it has to be covered in multiple
Agreed.
step-by-step process. Right? Yeah. Okay, fine then. Thank you so much. Let's sign off. Have a good day. Bye. See you. Bye all. Signing off.